Hello my friends! Today's video will be all about working with overlays. Overlays give us a lot of opportunities to significantly improve the quality of our stories, making it possible to create all sorts of things to impress our readers. First of all, let's take a look at basic commands and what can we use them for while working with overlays. There are several ways to add an overlay to the script. First one is to write it down with a background. This will add the overlay to the basic position without adjusting it on size and placement. To fix that, continue to write. These are the random coordinates. Let's see how it looks in the script and adjust it however we like. For this you need to click Directing Tips in Previewer. After that, Overlay Helper. Here you can see the coordinates. Let's scale it a bit. It's time to change the numbers. The second way to add an overlay is to use the command overlay create. This will add the overlay to a basic position and with the setup opacity 0%. To see it, we need to use the next command. You can play around with this number. For example, you can make the box transparent. I used this trick to create ghosts. Here is the video in case you missed it. You can also make the opacity timed by adding the number of seconds in the end. You can play around with this too. Let's try to make the box half transparent in 2 seconds. The next command is scaling the overlay. As you can see, here we have 2 values. With this you can change the width and the height of the overlay, but it will cost you the proportion. Here is what happens when you set different values. So it's better to use just one value twice. You can also make this command timed. After we scale the overlay, we need to shift it into the right position. There are certain ways to shift your overlay. I made a video about it right before this one. Here it is. To remove the overlay, use the command overlay clear. You can make your overlays rotate around an anchor point. Look at this picture from episode guide. Here we have 3 anchor points. As far as I know, you can set another anchor point value. At least in my case, when I tried it, the overlay didn't move at all. Here is the rotation command. By this, I'm trying to change the angle. Keep in mind that when rotating, the overlay changes its position, so you'll need to adjust it again. Look what happens if you change the angle. The overlay turned upside down. Look how I use rotation in my upcoming story. The piece of paper fell on the ground while rotating. You can add a huge number of overlays to your story, but to make it right, you need to learn how to properly layer them on the background. To move the overlay on a certain layer, use the command. To see how it works, let's add a character and place him on layer 1. As you can see, the character stands behind the box. Let's work on another example. We will make the character sit behind the desk. I find this transition animation rather long, so I'm cutting it to last half a second. In my opinion, it looks more natural that way. Your overlays can move infinitely. I use this when animating light or adding GIFs. Don't forget to use the ampersand. Otherwise, your story will never end. Let's try to make an infinite rotation. These 3 words trigger the infinity. Let's try to make the same with scaling. You can also use looping with shifting and opacity, and you can combine the commands to make it more complex. A while ago, I showed the way to duplicate the existing overlay in my Instagram. To do so, you need to use the command. Don't forget to make this overlay visible. Did you know that you can create a text overlay from scratch? You can do that by changing any other overlay into text. This recent feature can help you make buttons from the overlays. That's how I created my visual character customization. This is also a great way to create minigames. To make the overlay tappable, use this. The tappable here replaces choice command. You can make several buttons, and each of it will be responsible for a different course of events. It pretty much works like a choice, where instead of dialog choices, you choose pictures. Look how I use tappable overlays in my story Darkness Speaks. Keep an eye on the device's borders. Your tappable overlays won't work if they will be beneath or above the spread lines. It only shows on the phone though. When I first created visual character customization, it looked like this. It worked perfectly fine on the web previewer, but when I started testing it on phone, the highest and the lowest buttons just didn't work. That's how it looks now. Now it is time to answer some questions. How to make them go with you like a bag? Actually, I have an example for this question in my story Darkness Speaks. You just have to use an ampersand to make the 2 commands work simultaneously. Look. Shift the bag while the character is walking. How to fade characters. You can watch my how to create ghosts video tutorial to learn how to do that. I'm gonna say it in few words. You need to save the background, turn it into PNG format and upload it as an overlay. Then you place it before the character you want to fade and work with opacity. UI commands. I didn't know about UI comments until I got this question in Instagram. So with UI comments, you can glue the overlay to the screen and it won't move when you'll be zooming and panning. All you need to do is to replace the word overlay to UI. But keep in mind that to use this feature, you cannot add the overlay along with the background. You need to use the create command. Special thanks to FontIdle for the explanation. These two questions require their own tutorial. Stay tuned to see the answers right after this video. I hope I covered a lot of ground and maybe even showed you something you knew nothing about. Thanks for watching and see you in the next tutorial.